Okay, let's keep it moving now to Philadelphia because one day later, two division leaders in the Eagles and the Bears are going to meet up at the Link where, two calm fan bases will quietly watch football on Black Friday. That was sarcasm because we know the Eagles fans will have no mercy if their offense does not avoid 3 and outs and produce points. Let's hear from their quarterback. Here's Jalen Hurts.
We've just got to settle in an identity. I think that's more important. Settle in an identity, commit to it, and then we fine-tune those things, knowing that there's going to be some ups, there's going to be some downs, but we're all confident in what we're doing. We're all confident in the direction we're going in. The identity needs to be something everybody's in alignment in. So it's not a matter of how it looks. I don't care how it looks. I don't care who does it. I just like for it to get done.
I hear him. A win is a win is a win. But when the quarterback says there's not really an identity on offense, maybe we should all take a look at this. Does Philly have an identity crisis, Doggy?
Well, I think a little bit after last week. I was under the impression with the previous games, they didn't do much offensively, that as long as they were winning, everything was okay. 10 points against Green Bay. Didn't do a lot against the Lions, but they won. So I said, okay, I'll live with it. They'll find their offense when they have to find their offense. And last week, first half, they were great. They were aggressive. A.J. Brown got the ball. They scored 21 points. They were in good shape. And then they fall apart and do absolutely nothing. He only has 22 yards on the ground. Barkley plus a fumble. So, yes, I would think that I would be a little concerned about the Eagle offense in this game. And right now, without a doubt, the Rams are the best team in the NFC. I mean, it's not even close. Top to bottom with the way they run their team, the Rams are the best team. But I think this is a bigger game for the Bears because the Bears have beaten absolutely nobody. They beat Pittsburgh. They beat Minnesota. They beat the Giants. They beat the Saints.
Dallas
they beat the Raiders.
The
they
Bengals.
Beat Dallas
we get
before.
it. Okay.
They have beaten nobody, and they're 8-3. And so if you want to tell me that the Bears are a big-time team, their next 2 games are here and then at Lambeau. They play at Lambeau next Sunday. They flexed that game to 4:30. They got the Cincinnati-Buffalo game out of there, and they put the Green Bay game at 4:30. So let me see the Bears play well these next 2 weeks. Let me see them go in there on Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock, be competitive in the game, play a big-time football game. They lose, I can live with it, but show me that they all belong on this level, and then go to Green Bay and win one of these 2 games. I got to see that. The Eagles, yes, I'm concerned, but they are 8-3. The Bears still, to me, I don't believe in them. This is an opportunity, these next 2 games, to see if they can do that.
Stephen A.?
The thing I find interesting about this is that we open the show and the man calls out the producer saying they need to do a good job at asking the right question. Here we are with the right question on the screen, and this brother gives a different answer that got nothing to do with the damn question. This is unbelievable. Only Doggy would do this. Only Doggy would do that, okay? So he didn't answer the question, ladies and gentlemen. The Eagles have an identity crisis. You're damn right they have an identity crisis, and I'm going to tell you what the identity crisis is. They're not running the football effectively because the man, the offensive player of the year that ran for 2,005 yards last year, is nowhere to be found this year, okay? And it doesn't, I take no joy in calling out Saquon Barkley, but it's necessary in this particular situation. Love him as a person, love him as a talent, as a player. He's great. He has not been great this year. Let's look at some of these numbers, y'all, by the books. First quarter, 5.9 yards, all right? This is what you're talking about, yards per carry. By quarter this season, 5.9 yards, 3.4 in the second quarter, 3.9 in the third quarter, 1.9 yards in the fourth quarter with 0 touchdown runs. Got strong as the season progressed last year, all right, with 6.7 yards per carry in the second half of games compared to 4.8 in the first half. We're not seeing any of that this year from Saquon Barkley. What the hell is going on? And this is why I'm asking the question. Peter Schrager, didn't this man get a 2-year, $41.2 or $41.5 million extension in March after they won the Super Bowl? Didn't he get $36 million in guaranteed dollars? Didn't that contract include an additional $15 million in incentives? I believe that was the case. So what's up? You got the money and forgot how to play? See, these are the kind of things that we point to because we have to look at this. We have to be fair. When he got mistreated by the Giants, we called it out because it was true. And his talent definitely warranted better from Joe Shane. That's what I call him, okay? We understand all of that, all right? We know how electrifying Saquon Barkley is and can be. Where the hell you at? At some point in time, we've been spending an inordinate amount of time this season. We talk about Jalen Hurts. We're talking about A.J. Brown. We're talking about Nick Sirianni. We're talking about Kevin Patullo. We're talking about everybody but Saquon Barkley. Where the hell he at? There is an APB out for Saquon Barkley. Where the hell is he? Because we haven't seen him. We saw him one game this year. What? And that was against the Giants. All right? That's it. We seen him one game. One. Where you at? At some point in time, it's about him again. Because we know if they're running the football effectively, you know what's going to happen. Oh, you got to load the box. You got to stop that, brother. That's going to free stuff up for A.J. Brown. It's going to free stuff up for Devontae Smith. It's going to free stuff up for Dallas Goedert and others. And we ain't going to be having any discussions about the identity of the Philadelphia Eagles offense because it will be clear what the hell their identity is. Where he at? Where? Floor is yours, Peter.
That's fair. It's fair. This is a team that has started 8-2 or better in 3 straight years, and you look at Jalen's face during that. I mean, they must be the most miserable team in the world as far as vibes and energy and joy. It's got to be impossible to play in Philly with the expectations. And Stephen A., you covered that market for many, many years, all encompassing the media, the fans. There is an expectation, even after a Super Bowl, that this team somehow needs to be even better than 8-2 and somehow needs to be even more electric than last year's team. And I think it starts eating at you. You mentioned it yourself. This week it's going to be Saquon. Last week we did what's wrong with Patullo. The week before that it was Jalen Hurts. And then the week before that it was A.J. Brown. Everyone's going to get their turn of getting whacked. The truth of the matter is this. Nick Sirianni, who I've gotten to know very well, his main mantra there is master the things that take no talent. Again, master the things that take no talent. What's that mean? Special teams, penalties. Last week they had 14 penalties and gave up a 21-point lead. Of course the sky is falling this week. Of course we're going to pick apart everybody. 8-2 the last 3 years and not a smile to be had. I don't know how you can keep on going that way, and I don't even blame the players or the coaches for this. It's just an impossible environment right now. The only thing short of winning a Super Bowl is a huge letdown and a terrible season. It's unbelievable to me.
Okay, first of all, I think Drew Brees seems like he's right now. Remember in the beginning of the season, Stephen A. came on here, he's like, this is a boring offense. It's boring. There's not a lot going on. Every football mind that comes on here continues to say that they don't do a lot of things different. Things are very basic there offensively. Also, can you blame what's happening with this offense? They've had a different offensive coordinator every single year.
Oh, I can blame it.
Or Jalen Hurts. I mean, it's constant. At some point, it has to catch up to him, and maybe that's finally happening. Go ahead, Stephen A.
I can blame it. Let's get that out the way first. Secondly, to the producers out there, get this damn echo out of my ear, please. Work on that. Thank you very much. Here's the deal. Look at Saquon Barkley. He's got 150 yards rushing against the New York Giants. Let me give you the rest of the games. 60 yards, 88 yards, 46, 43, 30, 58, 44. That was before the 150-yard game against the Giants. Since 60, 83, and last week against Dallas, 22. Those are his. One 100-yard game this season against his old team, and that's it. Last year, he had 11. 11. Now, let's put this in its proper perspective. We can talk about the offensive coordinator all we want to. We got that part. I understand it. All of it, there's more than one person culpable. But we're not talking about, okay, you know what, he's not going to rush for 2,000 yards. How about 1,300? How about 1,200? I mean, that's what we're talking about here. We're saying you literally can cut 800 yards off of Saquon Barkley's year last season and still deem it a respectable season. There's nothing respectable about what's happening with him right now. Nothing. And it's after you got your money. Now, Doggy knows this because Doggy doing radio for 40 years plus with his Hall of Fame self. He knows this. We pay attention to whether or not you deserve the money based on your level of production. But you're also being paid because of what you're projected to do moving forward. And when there is a precipitous drop-off, Peter, you know this too. Shae, you know this. Immediately after you got your money, I mean, damn, couldn't you wait a couple years? Couldn't you wait a couple years? I mean, go from 2,005 yards to 1,500. Go from 1,500 to 1,300, something like that. We get that part. You're talking about a dude that has fallen off the damn cliff. Now, it ain't just his fault, but I'll be damned if he's blameless because he got his money now. What's up with the production? Where you at? Where you at?
Maybe the offensive line block a little better. You know, you got to have that
It ain't that bad.
Not been that good.
It's not that bad.
It is a team sport.
To
I
their
mean, this
credit,
offense
though,
in totality is not good.
I track it all. To their credit, Saquon said, put it on me, it's my bad. And then the offensive line said, put it on us, it's our bad. No one's pointing fingers in that situation. They all know it's crap.
Yeah, it's not good. Only team, by the way, the Eagles are this season to lose multiple games after leading by 2 or more touchdowns. I think that says it all. They have issues, obviously, late in games as well, even though they keep winning.